Assalamu alaikum students. This is Nosheen and today we are going to discuss about a very interesting topic called verb. So let's get started with the definition of it. Okay, verbs are words that are used to express an action. Every sentence must have a verb that shows what the subject is doing or explains what is going on. Okay, so it means verb is an action word. It shows the action of the subject. Okay, let's have a look on some examples of it. You can see some examples like live, buy, save, hurry, shop, spend, now, free, vote. Like whatever you do when you get up in the morning until the next morning, whatever you do in whole day, like eating, sleeping, running, everything is the action word, the verb. Like for example, if we use it in a sentence like I have sipped 3 cups of tea. So over here, I is the subject, sipped is the verb, have is the helping verb. So over here, subject and verb is joined with each other with the help of a helping verb, and the rest of the sentence 3 cups of coffee is the object. Okay, over here cups of coffee is the object. So here sipped is just pointing toward the subject I, that is showing the action. Okay, that I have sipped. It means I am the subject. Okay, I is the subject over here, and sipping coffee is the verb. So this is showing the action of a person, like my action, that I am sipping this coffee. Okay. Next, you can see lots of actions in this picture, like everybody is doing some action like swinging, running, reading, playing. Everything which is happening in these pictures is action verb. Okay, now let's move on to some types of verbs. So there are some types of verbs called action verbs, main verbs, transitive verbs, state verbs, modal verbs, intransitive verbs, linking verbs, and auxiliary verbs. We can call helping verbs to auxiliary verbs as well. Okay, now let's move on to the more explanation of these. Let's get started with the action word. The action verb is a word that shows action, like blowing, sleeping, skating. All these are action words. Now main verbs, like Caroline bakes cookies. Over here, without the main verb, the sentence is incomplete. Let's suppose the sentence is Caroline cookies. You might be thinking that what Caroline is doing with the cookies. So obviously the word bakes over here is the main verb. Without it, the sentence is incomplete. Now transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. Like for example, if the word is speak, okay, and if we make the sentence I would like to speak with you, and over here let's speak. So transitive verb shows the complete sentence, okay, by using the object. Transitive have object, but intransitive have only the main verb, not the object. Okay, so you can say the meaning is very clear in intransitive sentences, that what the person is going to do, what's his point, but there is no object. You can see in transitive sentence there are objects in the end, but in intransitive sentences there is no object over here. There are only the subject and the main verbs. Okay, now state verbs. Verbs related to sentiments and desires. Like for example, if you use like, love, hate, need, want, wish in sentences, like for example, my heart beats for you. Okay, So that means if you ask your mother that mama, my heart beats for you, that means you are showing your feelings to your mama, or you are showing to your feelings to your best friend or your sister or your brother. So these are your sentiments, these are your desires. So over here the word beats, the word like, love, hate, these words would be the state verbs in the sentence. Now let's move on to the modal verbs. Like for example, if there are some words like can, could, okay, can, could, may, should, must, have to, might, may, can, could, all these are modal verbs. We can call them modal auxiliary verbs as well. Okay, these are kind of helping verbs as well. You can say if we are showing, for example, if we are showing any ability, so we can use can, could. If we are showing any kind of permission, so we can use can, could, may. With advice, should, obligation, must, have to, possibility, might, may, could, can. Like let's suppose, take example of the very first sentence in which we can use can and could for ability. So this is, David can speak 3 languages. So over here we are showing the ability that this person, David, can speak 3 languages. Means he is multilingual. So we are showing his ability. Over here, permission. So if I say, can I sit in that chair please? So means I'm asking the permission from anyone to sit on the chair. So obviously this is a question, so we have to put the question mark in the end, and sentence starts with a can, and that is the modal verb of permission. Now the third is advise. Like we use should for advice. Okay, so sentence would be, you should try to lose weight. So we are giving any of our friend who is very much fat and we are asking him or her to lose weight. So we are suggesting, we are advising them. So we can use should over here. Now next is obligation, like must or have to. So over here we can like giving an order, or we can make we are making request to anyone. So we can use like obligation is basically used to give a light order, okay, that you must do it, you have to do it, something like this, you know. So let's suppose if the sentence is, I must memorize all of these rules about tenses. So over here I am obligation, I'm giving obligation to myself, I am ordering to myself that I must memorize, because I would be having test the other day. So I must memorize all of these rules about tenses. Okay, we can give orders to other as well, like this, you have to take off your shoes and all that, you know. Okay, next is possibility. So like if there is a possibility of something, for example, Richard may be coming to see us tomorrow. Like we are just expecting Richard that he might come to see us tomorrow. So we are just predicting that he might. So for that we can use might, we can use maybe. Okay, so these are the possibilities. Now linking verbs. Okay, these are the linking verbs which connects the sentence. Okay, they link the sentences with each other. Like we can call them helping verb as well. Okay, like is, are, feels, was. Okay, all these are am, like seems, were, looks. All these are linking verbs which links the words in the sentence to make it complete, to make it look more beautiful. Okay, now next is auxiliary verbs. Simply, we can call them an auxiliary verb, helps the main verb and is also called a helping verb. We can simply call modal auxiliary verb as helping verbs. That action happened in the past, or is happening in the present, or will happen in the future. So we can use them in 3 tenses, like present, past, future. Like for example, am, is, are, be, should, could, be able to, have to, had, better. All these are the helping verbs. Okay, I have added one more verb in it, that is phrasal verbs. Okay, these are phrases, like the word which gives a sense of anything else which is not clear in that sentence, like kind of confusing sentences are using, they use confusing sentence use phrasal verbs. Like to be over, it means to come to an end. It means the film will be over at 11 a.m. or p.m. Okay, so it means over here the over word shows the action that is called an end, to come to an end. Okay, like to come over is to visit, to get over is to recover from something, to look over is to examine carefully, to make over is to give possession of something. Okay, so I hope that you have come to know everything about verbs. Hope you understood the concept. Thank you so much.